Imagine waking up to a headline that says, "A nation can no longer pay its debt. No more interest payments, no more loans, no more promises to creditors." For citizens, businesses, and governments, this is more than just numbers. It's a shockwave that ripples through every corner of daily life. When a country defaults, the consequences can be devastating, not just for that nation, but for the entire global economy. Chapter 1. Understanding default. A default happens when a country fails to meet its debt obligations. It may be unable to pay interest, repay bonds, or service loans from international lenders. Defaults are not rare. History is full of them, from Argentina in 2001 to Greece during the Eurozone crisis. But while every default has unique causes, they share a common feature: trust is broken. Lenders, investors, and trading partners suddenly question the nation's ability to honor commitments. And once trust is gone, the ripple effects begin. Chapter 2. Economic collapse. When a nation defaults, the first and most immediate impact is economic. Banks may fail. Currencies can plunge in value. Inflation often skyrockets as governments print money to cover expenses. People lose savings, businesses cannot secure financing, and imports become prohibitively expensive. A default can also trigger capital flight, where investors pull their money out, leaving the country struggling to maintain liquidity. The result is often a recession or even a depression, massive unemployment, social unrest, and a dramatic decline in living standards. Chapter 3. Global consequences. In today's interconnected world, a national default is rarely contained. Banks in other countries that hold the defaulting nation's debt take losses. Financial markets, closely linked across continents, experience sharp volatility. Trade partners face disruptions in supply chains. Emerging economies, already fragile, may find their access to international loans blocked or restricted. A default can even affect the currency of neighboring nations, destabilizing entire regions. In extreme cases, one country's default can trigger a domino effect, leading to regional or even global financial crises. Chapter 4. The human cost. Beyond economic statistics, defaults hit ordinary citizens the hardest. Government services are slashed, schools, hospitals, and infrastructure projects are delayed or canceled. Jobs disappear as companies cut costs or close entirely. Poverty spikes and political instability often follows. During Argentina's 2001 default, unemployment surged, savings were wiped out, and protests erupted nationwide. In Greece, austerity measures imposed during debt restructuring led to widespread social unrest. Default is not abstract. It directly changes the daily lives of millions. Chapter 5. How defaults are managed. When a country defaults, the process of recovery is complex. Debt restructuring negotiations often take years. Creditors may accept partial repayment, extended deadlines, or reduced interest rates. International institutions, such as the IMF or World Bank, often step in with emergency loans and guidance. But these solutions come at a price: economic reforms, austerity measures, and political oversight that can reshape national priorities. Even when nations recover, reputational damage remains. Lenders may demand higher interest rates in the future, and countries may struggle to regain access to international credit. Chapter 6. Lessons for the world. National defaults serve as a warning to governments, investors, and global institutions. They illustrate the fragile balance between borrowing and growth, between trust and risk. For investors, a default underscores the importance of diversification and risk management. For nations, it emphasizes fiscal responsibility, careful planning, and the dangers of excessive borrowing. And for the global economy, it demonstrates how interconnected our systems have become. No country is an island, and the failures of one can impact all. Chapter 7. Looking ahead. As global debt reaches historic levels, the risk of defaults grows. Countries with fragile economies, political instability, or unsustainable borrowing face increasing pressure. Each default is a reminder that debt is not just a number. It carries consequences for human lives, global trade, and international stability. The next decade may see more nations face the impossible choice: repay their debts or risk collapse. Default is a moment when promises meet reality, and often reality wins. It is a stark reminder of how fragile even the most established financial systems can be. If this exploration of national defaults gave you insight into the hidden dangers of global debt, hit like, share, and subscribe. In our next episode, we reveal how China is financing a global takeover through the new Silk Road and why it matters to everyone on Earth.